YouTube is
Brittany,
Isha,
Fuchsia,
and you're watching Brown Skin Sisters. Okay, so today we're going to react to a video. Joe doesn't know what the video is.
Technically, he does now.
Well, do you really?
A little bit. I can see where
he
knows the title.
Yeah.
Exactly
so we're reacting to one of, what is it, Jaden Smith's Red Talk videos.
Jada Smith.
And her daughter came to her with basically something she wanted to tell her about herself. And
did she already tell her?
Yeah, she did. She came to her about it. And she basically did a whole table talk about it and raising awareness of it. So we're going to react to that today. Well, it's basically about polyamorous relationships, basically.
Joe, are you familiar with that term?
Fuck is that?
I knew you wouldn't know. It's basically...
It's like more than two people.
Yeah.
Oh, like polygamy.
Yeah, basically,
okay.
yeah.
Could you imagine being in a group and loving everyone equally?
No.
It's being called the new relationship.
What was that?
Can you, what did she say? Can you imagine being in a group and loving every single one?
Yes.
Like, we intimate?
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. Not all of, I mean, the relationship, they saying that polyamorous relationship is basically, they think that it's all about sex. It's not all about sex.
That. Like they're just like in a regular relationship. They're there emotionally, physically, and
right.
all that.
That's too
Some
much.
are there for emotional support.
One woman is enough, like, to deal with and to get to know. Like, you can't really get to know all these women, like, not on a deep enough level to call it a marriage, I guess, or a relationship. Nigga, that's your side bitch number one. This number two. This is what I go to on Wednesdays.
You know that remind me of that song?
Oh yeah, I know, The Weekend. Oh my goodness, I just can't, bitch. What?
That was my first song I heard by her. I was obsessed with that.
It was catchy,
I didn't agree with it, but I love the song.
Okay.
With nearly half of marriages ending in divorce,
The main reasons why divorces happen is infidelity.
less couples are saying I do, and more young people are experimenting with a new kind of love.
How did you feel when I told you that I was polyamorous?
It feels like it's
a hoe.
really all just simple.
Just say that. Just say that.
Don't
Just
get
be simple.
frustrated, Willow.
Redefining relationships,
All right, we brought your boyfriend with you.
remodeling romance,
How many
one is
other
he?
relationships are you
He's the
involved in
boyfriend.
right now?
he has a
rewriting the
wife.
rules. You consider yourself a
And she has a boyfriend,
poly. Is traditional marriage a thing of the past?
The history of
It's
marriage
not-
really
it's
irks
not
me.
It sounds like it's for everybody. Everybody's for everybody.
People like you and Isha, it's not for y'all.
Right,
Because Isha don't like it either.
I'm a jealous type, so I'm like,
and most women are. Well, actually, you could say most people are, like, possessive. This is mine. This is my wife, my girlfriend. Like, what's the point of a relationship if there's no?
Well, I said it was an open relationship because when you're in an open relationship, you can mess with anybody that you want.
that is
Look.
dealing with just sex, though.
But-
That is. An open relationship is just dealing with just sex.
No,
Yes, it is.
No.
I
No,
wouldn't even
say
call
what
it.
you gotta say, bro.
Yeah,
Come
go
on.
ahead.
So say what you want to say though. Okay, so the open relationship thing, I don't think that's just about sex. That could be about anything. They could just need somebody just to talk to or cuddle
Friend.
with. Like
Friend.
Okay, in that case, you could be friends.
Why even call it a relationship?
Right.
they just want to normalize it.
Some
So they
people
put a
need
time
labels.
Bingo.
Some people
Normalize
need
it.
labels.
Just call you
No,
thigh
some
around the
people-
streets. That's basically what it is. Thigh around the streets, bro.
Hey, let's
She for the streets.
Let's not judge that.
I'm not judging, but I'm just
That's why
saying.
they say it's not for everybody.
Right.
Yeah, that's why we said that. Yeah.
Which means having multiple emotional and romantic partners at the same time. This has been a journey for you, Miss Willow. How did you make this decision?
With polyamory, I feel like the main foundation is the freedom to be able to create a relationship style that works for you and not just stepping into monogamy because that's what everyone around you says is the right thing to do.
Right.
So I was like, how can I structure the way that I approach relationships with that in mind?
Yeah.
So didn't Jada cheat on or have an open thing with Will?
She did, yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is just her daughter taken from her mom. I think, like,
Yeah.
I feel like
I think she just has a high sex drive and she just feels like one person is.
she's had no guidance. Will was a weak father. Jada was in what's the word? A cheater. Like, she had no structure at home.
History has shown that they both have been.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
As you see, the song
their parents-
what's the name made about her? What is it? August Alsina?
Entangled. I remember that whole thing going on.
People all their business out like that. I was like, okay.
She's just a product of a fucked up family.
And that's probably why she went this way, is because, you know, with her parents, they was cheating on each other. Like they're married and they've been cheating on each other, and it's
but
like,
you know what? That could definitely be the reason why she's like, no,
I don't want to be like, yeah.
Nobody can be loyal to anybody.
Right.
So why even get into this relationship?
That's false.
And you can't.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. I think that people
in the mindset, they have like that kind of mindset.
Automatically assume like, well, everybody's a cheater, so you might as well just be in an open relationship, so that way you won't get hurt. I think it's like a coping mechanism, just in case you get hurt.
Right.
You can always say, well, it was a polygamous relationship,
right?
But you can still have feelings regardless. So.
Or some people, like
right.
you have people who are in, or they look at their parent situation, and then they like, oh, they had this bad relationship, and they don't want to do that, so they like, oh,
they don't want to get married. She doesn't see marriage as
right. Well, you see, look, watch the grandma's face though. When she first
do her. That's all I got to say. I understand, but you have to understand why she. I know,
right.
The main reasons why monogamous relationships or why marriage. Why divorces happen is infidelity.
Yeah. For somebody like me, it feels like it's really all just centered around
I mean, I'll give
sex.
you an example. Let's say you haven't always been the kind of person that wanted to have sex all the time, but your partner is.
Right.
Are you going to be the person to say, you know, just because I don't have these needs, you can't have them either?
Right.
And
Right.
so that's kind of one of the reasons why I actually was interested in poly, because I was introduced to it through kind of a non-sexual lens.
Right. Okay.
In my friend group, I'm the only polyamorous person, and I have the least sex out of all of my friends. So how did you feel when I told you that I was polyamorous?
When you were like, hey, this is my get down, I was like, I totally get it. Wanting to set up your life in a way that you can have what it is that you want. I think anything goes as long as the intentions are clear. You know what I mean?
To everyone involved,
to
and to
everyone.
yourself.
Really more to yourself than anything, right? And I know that there's a lot of beauty that sits outside of the conventional boxes. Let's not negate just the simple, because there are people that still enjoy marriage as it is today.
100%.
Yes. I happen to enjoy being married, even though I've been married several
that's a
times
beautiful
and I've
thing.
been through.
We don't want nothing wrong with
this
that.
isn't about changing a paradigm that works for people.
Exactly.
This isn't about that.
It's about being able to have the freedom to create a relationship for yourself.
I'm good then.
It's almost like you're born, you go to school, you go to college, you get married, you have kids, you have to pick a fence. But a lot of people have done that and felt unfulfilled in their lives.
Right. But I also think you have to be careful in these particular dynamics because they can be a little distracting. Meaning,
you have to be careful in monogamy too. That can be distracting as well.
But here's the difference between monogamous relationships.
Yes.
When you have those monogamous boundaries, you're actually forced to have to just listen to what I'm saying, okay? Just take a minute, just listen to what I'm saying. When you have those boundaries that are put in and you aren't giving yourselves the opportunity to go call Jane or to go call Robert when things aren't going well within your in your relationship, right? It makes you have to confront and look at things in a different manner.
100%.
Right? So all I'm saying is that in these kinds of dynamics, in just being careful that we're not trying to dodge the raindrop.
I think she made a great point. Like relationships or monogamous relationships, you can't run from your problems. Or if you're not fulfilled in a certain area, you can't run to this other person who feels whatever need that is, whether that's sex or emotional support or whatever. Like that's important, and I think that's a big selling point for marriage and why some marriages last as long as they do, because you're forced to deal with your problems.
Yeah, communication. That's all it is.
My problem is the avoidance. I don't like to avoid the obvious.
Yeah.
Like it pisses me off when I'm angry about something. And instead of talking about the person,
I remember that.
Oh yeah, she go crazy. She quick. I hate to pretend like everything is okay. Like to really be like, we did not just have this argument Yeah. Like a whole hour, 30 minutes ago, and then you, oh, come here, baby. I'm like, no, we need to talk about what just happened, because in my mind, I'm just like, no, something's not right.
You gonna think it's okay and then redo it again.
Yeah,
okay.
keep replaying it until you address the situation.
I'm more talkative than any of us.
I'm not assertive enough, no. I'll talk about it, but I'll be shy about it at first, because I'm like, especially when I did something wrong, I'm just sitting there like,
I think everybody.
No, if I get mad about it, I would. Like, I need to talk it out. But
yeah.
If I'm really mad,
oh my God,
No, I don't. I don't hold it in. You like when I'm mad, you can tell I'm mad, and I'll be like, "You did this. What are you talking about?"
Oh, you know.
Outnumbered.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
You come find, like, if say you into it with me. Instead of coming to me and saying something,
She'll
you're
come to
going to
me.
Fuchsia.
No, I
No. Get back here. No.
Y'all still do that. You're mad at the other sister. Y'all come to me. I'm like, go talk to her.
It's different with y'all though. But when it's with people I don't like, people like outside of my family, then yeah, I'll be like, hey, you just did this. I was mad at you, you know? No, it's different between y'all, you know? No.
Practice
they don't believe what she's saying.
Practice makes perfect.
I'm sorry. I'm allergic to bullshit.
But the thing is that you have to practice no matter who the people are.
Yeah,
because it helps you build up your character. So when you do get into a
you don't want to be with somebody who you can't
You just
stand.
hit a key phrase. It helps you build character, and that character building is going to help build your relationship. So as you go on, whether you start out not addressing it or avoiding it or whatever, the longer you're with this person, the more character and skills you build to know to be able to know how to communicate with that person and solve your problems. Yeah. So
the point is, if I felt some kind of way about it, I would tell them straight up how I feel about it.
Oh yeah, she'll say it.
Like seriously,
she'll blurt it right out. I'm just.
And you see how the way I approach them with it, like when I talk to them about it versus when I'm talking to y'all about a situation that
So that's how you need to be. Like when you get to that.
Okay, Fuchsia, you did this to me last.
You need to just say it so you can talk it. That's what I'm saying. You just got to be direct. Like when you insult somebody,
you have a hard time of being direct.
Like just say it. Don't sugarcoat it. Just blurt it out.
Most people are practicing monogamy because they feel like they have no other choice.
Right.
We all know that most people out here doing unethical non-monogamy any damn way.
That's the reason.
That's the whole. You know what
That's called cheating, y'all.
Yeah, that's.
Most people's out here just acting a fool.
But that's also why it's important to be able to have the discussion beforehand, which is where I think people fall short, especially today. Because let me tell you something. Having been married 4 times, Rodney and I had some serious conversations.
You have to.
About what does this mean to you?
Yeah.
Even outside of the counseling that you get from your pastor before you get married, because most people that get married, will get counseling from their pastors, because there is a religious aspect to it, a God aspect to it, Jada.
Yeah, for sure.
And we had deep conversation about what does this mean to us.
Yeah.
What do we want to create for ourselves? And we actually talked about polyamory. It was that something that we wanted to explore. We had that conversation.
But see, the difference is that you and Rodney have lived so much life. Right? So when you're talking to a 20-year-old who is thinking about being married. So let's see, I got married at 25.
Wow.
25, 24, one of those. Jesus. And the problem is if you go into a relationship thinking that this is going to be exactly how it is today, till the day
that you die,
that I die, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble, and you're sadly mistaken.
You're sadly mistaken. Now, regardless what the dynamic of the love is going to be, so whether it's 5 people involved, whether it's just 2 people involved, and whatever it is,
it's going to change.
It's going to change.
That's where the conversation comes in.
Exactly.
It's the practicing monogamy has to be a choice that you make, just like practicing polyamory.
Absolutely. So that's the thing. That's the only part about marriage today and monogamy that I think is antiquated, that monogamy has to be your
default
choice.
Yeah.
It can't be because I'm told I'm supposed to do it this way.
Right.
That, my dear, is deeply antiquated and no longer works.
I guess I'm not not really clear on what it offers you.
Could you imagine being in a group and loving everyone equally?
No.
Whether it be platonic or not? Wow. Well, then I don't know what to say.
That's because of Gam's ideas around love.
Yeah.
Here's the one thing I want to talk to you about. This has really been something that has been a personal journey for you. What are your feelings and ideas around marriage as you know it today?
The history of marriage really irks me.
Yeah.
Just the history of marriage as a whole and what it has represented over the years for women in particular. I feel like the only way that I would get married is, let's say me and my partner or partners wants to help people and we need to put our finances together in order to make that vision happen. That's the only way I could see myself getting married.
So there has to be a common purpose.
Yeah, there has to be a purpose beyond, I think you're cute.
And that goes for any relationship. So whether it's polyamorous,
100%.
whether it's a relationship just with yourself,
100, yes.
it needs to be connected to something greater than you. Because I think the reason why so many relationships are not working is because it's steeped in self-gratification.
100%.
And that is going to get you in trouble every single time.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're going to be married, I think one of the things that has to change is the idea that I need a husband, we're gonna have no.
Yeah.
What are you planning to build together? What are you planning to do together?
can't
What
just
is
be-
the purpose of your togetherness?
Why would you be in a relationship if you come out the gate like, hey, what's the purpose? Like, if I want to date you, what's our purpose? Right. So
Nobody thinks that far ahead.
Within the person.
Right.
Some people just like to have somebody to experience life with. Like there
Right.
doesn't have to be a purpose. They just want somebody to enjoy life with. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like that.
I think they always thinking about
maybe
the
that
money.
is maybe
Yeah, I think that is
the
too.
purpose, but at the same time, like me, I don't even have a purpose for a relationship.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
You
do I
can,
like you? Do you like me? Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
are
the
you not a
purpose.
psychopath? Oh, yeah, good. Like, you know,
So
neither
at
are
what
you.
point-
Okay, great.
at what point after the I like you should exclusivity come, if at all, and why?
For me, it starts at the beginning. It
Yeah, me
starts
too.
when before we even become
I think-
partners or whatever.
We need
Because
to-
when I'm talking to a person, I'm talking to that only person. I'm not talking to multiple people at the same
That's too
time
much
trying to
work.
figure out who.
You said it's too much work.
Yeah.
Remember that. Too much work.
I'm a one-on-one type of person. If I'm
Right.
going to talk to somebody, I'm talking to them.
Mhm.
So it starts right at the beginning, right then and there.
What is your purpose?
do you see yourself? Can you see yourself marrying that person or anything like that in the future?
I don't really think about it.
I do.
I just
think about everything.
I just be there in the moment.
Do you
if
think-
it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. I don't want to go over and beyond and think about stuff like that because you never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
So I just think the here and right now
Oh no,
because I'm here and I'm right now.
So you're saying no, like you think long term right off the bat?
Yes. I don't wanna waste too much time on a person.
You trying to
So
get
I'd
a time
say-
frame on it? That seems like
No,
you got
no,
plans. I need to do this, this, and this, this age.
There's not a time frame.
Well, that
We
sounds
can
like what
get
it
married
is.
after 3 months. Like, but
You think in a long term that means you like have plans?
I mean, no, I don't want a relationship to be all chopped up like this. I want it to be spread out. Like we have a fulfilling, good relationship together, like for a really long time. I mean, like more than decades.
And
If I'm
what's-
gonna get married, I want it to actually work. Like we're not living in a house together and hate each other.
What's the purpose of that relationship? What's the long term goal? And don't
Like
say
I
marriage.
said before, I just want somebody to
I mean,
experience life with.
Okay.
What exactly would it be? Shit, I don't.
And
Right.
that's why I disagree with her. Like I
I don't
agree
know.
with y'all.
At all.
You know, you want somebody to
Like I
experience.
said, I feel like it's just based on building something together.
Right.
Like it's to me, it's based on just money for them,
For them.
not for me, because I think beyond just money. Because even though we build something together, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be happy with you forever.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you're going to be happy with me forever. So building does absolutely nothing. Look at these two, Jada and Will. They built all this foundation and they are still broken in their marriage. So I wonder what they thought about it.
Right.
That's a good question.
Who knows?
Well, I thought she got married like
Maybe-
20, not 25. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Maybe it's because the love is still there. Maybe that's why there's
No, it's money at this point.
It's money. You see, they said he said he ain't getting divorced, so it's money.
And Will Smith doesn't believe in divorce.
Oh, yeah,
so
that
that
too.
again is another problem.
I'm not married.
So you about to
So
be
it's
stuck
about
in
money. So it just shows you that with them being together, they have more money together than they will if they was apart.
So how did the two of you meet?
We met on Tinder. It wasn't anything crazy. We went on our first date. He was coming from dinner with his wife and a friend of theirs, and we got a drink.
Did everybody come, or just
No,
you
it was
and
No, it
Alex?
was just us, yeah. It was just us.
Too soon.
Too soon,
Okay.
yeah. We waited a month for that.
We clicked.
We clicked.
Do you and his wife have a relationship?
We have a really good relationship.
Platonic relationship?
Yeah,
or-
we
I
don't.
think that's
we don't date.
You have to. You have
Because
to in
For
order
me,
to make it work.
it's pretty much a requirement if I'm
Yeah.
like dating someone with a partner. We practice what is called kitchen table polyamory, where like I at the very minimum need to meet someone's partner because I need to kind of know what energy you have going on at home. I need to make sure things are okay. I think we're all very lucky because we get along so well.
Alex's wife, Bridget, shared why your relationship works for her.
Alex is one of the most loyal people I've ever met. Like, more than I could ever even hope to be. Alex is so loyal. Like, if we do skip a date night, or if he sees somebody like 3 nights a week and we haven't had dinner together yet, like, I know this sounds maybe crazy to some people, but it really doesn't bother me. Because I just know at the end of the day that Alex isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I love that she
Okay.
there's this trend where it's like the men can have all the partners.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then it's like, oh, once the woman wants to have a partner, it's like, oh, wait, now we're going a little too far here.
But it's also specifically you can't date other men.
yeah. It's like, oh, I'm cool with women.
I'm cool with
but-
women because a woman can't steal my girl from me, which like exactly.
Okay, so I have to interrupt because I am struggling
Yes, it's
here.
okay.
I'm struggling
It's okay.
here.
I have
and
no
I'm really,
question in any manner. I am ready.
I just don't understand it. It still sounds to me like the major motivation is sexual.
It's not about, oh, I want to have all these partners. I want to do all of these things. It's just like my sexuality. I'm not specifically attracted to men, and I'm not specifically attracted to women or any other gender. It's that I'm open to anything.
She sounds like she's
I
pansexual.
want to be able to take opportunities
define
if
that.
I feel like
Pansexual is you're not like me. I'm bi. I'm attracted to men and women, but with her, she's pan. So
She's
she's
attracted
not
to whoever,
She's not attracted
basically.
to anybody. It doesn't. People lie. She's attracted to every person. It doesn't matter what their gender, sexual. It doesn't matter. None of that. She's
What's
just
the
attracted to people in
difference
general.
between that and bi? Whether you
The
have
difference
a
is
penis or a vagina. There's
no,
only
no,
two
no, no.
options.
Listen.
There are only two options.
Listen. The only difference is I'm attracted to two specific genders.
There are only two. Okay, you know what?
And
See, now we going political. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish.
And she doesn't care. I don't know if she's actually pan. It just kind of sounds like she's pan because the way she's describing it, I instantly didn't get bisexual because she said I'm not specifically attracted to men or women. She didn't say I'm attracted to men and women. She didn't say that because when you say men and women, it automatically means bisexual.
Right.
When it's pansexual, it doesn't matter the gender. You're
So if
you're
they become
like
a
you fall
female
in love
or
with the
a male.
person's soul more say like when it's pan. That's what it's
But at the end of the day, they still got genders.
yeah, technically, yeah, but they like to look at their soul instead of their gender.
This is so much new shit, and I don't think it's helpful for the whole of society. Sure, you can not appease, but allow inclusivity without.
I think it may be easier to just be friends. I can understand if you're like sex complicates everything. It is it's a beautiful thing, but it complicates everything. Once you have
People
sex,
complicate.
Right. What are you talking about? No.
For Black people to be the poster child of this with Willow and the Will and Jada to be the front runners of this is disgusting and harmful for the Black community. I just want to throw that out there.
Keisha, how do you feel about it?
Like I said before, I don't do that sharing shit. So that's off the table. Okay, so
Oh yeah,
I'm not off. You seen our first video we did about that? I was not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, she was not here for it. She was like you, Joey. She was not there. She was like
Moving forward.
She has this face the entire time. I was like, okay, we know.
I was like, what?
Just to clarify, disgusting, I didn't mean like ill, gross, but like disgusting in a way that is harmful.
optics.
Yes,
Bad.
it can make an impact on other people.
Thank y'all so much for watching.
Brown Skin Sisters.
See you guys in our next video. Bye.
I'm gonna look like